Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I'll start with the big picture, and it was about 6 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago this Friday, that we settled above that 5-month descending channel top that is now well below the market at 99.46, then indicating a 3 to 5 month rally into the lower 150s. And this is all played out now in about 3 to 5 weeks. 150.69 is our key overhead resistance that once reached is your indication to exit long positions if they've been established for the last month or so, and you could consider playing the short side because from there we can fall back into the 120s perhaps. And in fact, where is the channel bottom? 120.54. So this is the daily chart. It's some variation of this structure that once we test, the low 150s, 150.69, you can set a short that would then anticipate bearish rotation back to this channel bottom that is rising gradually, now at 120.54 and climbing. And that is kind of the big picture. Now, if, and I don't see that this week, but it is possible by the end of next week we close above 150.69, and under that scenario, within another month or two, I would expect that more significant 172.35 formation, where we could actually place an annual high. So that is kind of the big picture. As far as 150.69 is concerned, there is bullish momentum that remains clearly intact above 134.75. This is like a 2-3 week channel bottom. I don't expect to see this today following yesterday's settlement above 139.45. But if we do break, especially if we open today back below 139.45, that could reverse, at least for the day or good part of the day, back to 134.75. 134.75 is solid bottom picking territory on the 1 to 2 week time horizon, because above which that 150.69 to rising channel top at 150.65 area remains a 1 to 2 week target. And yesterday's settlement above 139.45, and there's a lot going on here in the 139 handle. You had the previous high settlement price following the April low. You've got the high of the low that was put out Friday of last week. And, I think of greater importance to both of those is the 5/8 upside Fibonacci, which we cleared yesterday morning quite easily. We closed clearly above 139.45. It is day support, can contain session weakness, well suited for day traders. And I'd mentioned yesterday that 3 to 5 day swing traders are either buying weakness at 134.75 or they buy strength with a settlement above 139.45, which is obviously what happened on Tuesday. Now anticipating the 150s, you've got a rising channel top at 150.65 that I see now as a 3 to 5 day target. On the way up today, we have 143.49, which is last week's high. We could double top there, maybe for the day. I wouldn't want to get hung up there in a short position, though. I do think it is a prone to violation. In any event, if we close today above 143.49, we can by Friday's close, and I'm going to say actually probably would by Friday's close, push into the low 150s. We have both a 2-month rising channel top at 150.65, and as I showed a moment ago, we have pretty much like a 1 year, mostly horizontal channel top on the weekly chart. You put them together, this is a solid zone to respect for its ability to contain buying pressures through June into July, and we can fall away into the 120s within 3 to 5 weeks of testing 150.69. And the 150.69 once again remains a 1 to 2 week target above 134.75. Downside, once again, this is 139.45 level can be bought on a day trade basis and 3 to 5 day swing trade. On a day trade basis, anticipating 143.49, last week's high. On a 3 to 5 day basis, anticipating 150.65, this rising channel top. where profits can be taken and a short sale established, anticipating bearish rotation, to where? Good question. This is a dynamic approach to trend identification, as I like to call it. So once we test, let's say we test 150.65 over the next day or two, then we have a different set of levels to create a rising channel bottom end. Really some variation of what we see here at 134.75. Now, let's talk about what if we close below 134.75, and I don't see that today, but if we close today below 139.45, we should see 134.75 tomorrow, which can contain selling into next week, and once again, above which 150.65 remains a 1 to 2 week target. But if we close today below 134.75, I see a good high. I was going to say for the month of June might be a bit of a stretch, but into later June anyway, over the next week or two, I would expect this 120.54 rising channel bottom. So, if you buy 134.75 or if you're long, because we almost tested it last Friday, as you recall, if you're long out of that structure, if you're long above 134.75 and we close below 134.75, I think you at least want to exit that long position and consider playing the short side if that's something you're comfortable doing, because I do think within a week or two, we then fall to 120.54, a 2-month rising channel bottom, well suited to contain weekly, possibly monthly selling pressures. And from here, we can round back up into the low 150s. We could continue trading inside of this low 120s to low 150s, which I'll show again right here, over the next 3 to 5 weeks. That could continue to play out before one of them gives way. And the likely outcome is the nearer term would give way. That's usually the rule with technical analysis. And so if over the next few weeks we close below 120.54, that should set off a sell signal into July, August. But we're a long way from that right now. On Tuesday, we put out, that is to say, wickedstocks.com, a stock pick on Tempus AI, and a medical AI stock. Right on the edge of a significant buy signal that, if elicited, should within 3 to 5 weeks yield a 20% return, and over the next several months a 30% plus return. You can see all of the specifics by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial, in which you'll also receive our daily Triple Q, our daily SPY, our weekly Apple stock, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, and also our 2 stock picks a week. We've got another one coming out today, I believe. So I'll leave it to you, but there's a lot of good stuff at wickedstocks.com. Please click like, share, subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Thursday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great day.